February 1, 2003. On that day, thousands of Americans were gazing at the sky. Not at the beautiful night sky, but the sky at 8 to 9 in the morning. Among the crowd were 7 families who were waiting for their relatives to arrive. No, an airplane was not coming. But, what was coming was actually a spacecraft named Columbia STS, which had been orbiting the Earth for more than 200 times. Among the 7 families, there was an Indian family too. Just like everyone else, they too were waiting for the spacecraft to land. Little did they know that a disaster was awaiting them. The 7 people inside were speaking happily with each other, the families were eagerly waiting to welcome them, everyone was happy. Except the scientists and NASA. They knew that due to their negligence, all the 7 members would die. The spacecraft became visible in the sky like a white dot. And friends and family were ready to greet the 7 members who had come back after several months. But, only after the spacecraft coming closer, they could realize that what they were seeing was not a single dot, but multiple dots that were closer. Yes, just 16 minutes before it could land, the spacecraft had exploded and disintegrated. And obviously all astronauts that crew had died. It was not only the spacecraft that had shattered, but also the dream of an Indian girl in that spacecraft. Her name was Kalpana Chawla. There are people who say that if someone dies before his or her dreams are fulfilled, their soul still keeps hovering around the earth until it finds another suitable body to enclose itself. This video is a proof of such an incident happening. This video focuses on an incident that happened 4 years after Kalpana Chawla had died. A girl in the name of Upasana claimed herself to be the rebirth of Kalpana Chawla, and this became viral on news channels. Let's see who is Upasana in this video. Without further ado, let's begin this video. Our story begins 2 months after Kalpana Chawla had died in the village of Pathak in Uttar Pradesh, where a girl named Upasana was born in a poor family. She grew up just like a normal baby without any abnormalities. And she started speaking only at the age of 3. That's not the big deal. The thing is that, when Upasana started to speak, the first phrase that came from her mouth was, "Airplanes, I am coming to conquer you." And her parents left it casually, thinking that she had heard that somewhere and was saying that. But little did they know, a shock was awaiting them. Years passed by. One day, she was traveling to her relative's house in a neighboring town named North Mohammadpur. At that time, she saw the images of 2 astronauts painted on a wall. One was Sunita Williams, and the other was Kalpana Chawla. At that time, Upasana pointed her finger towards Kalpana Chawla and said, "That person is me." Her parents were stunned. Because they belonged to such a poor family where even her parents knew who Kalpana Chawla was by inquiring few people. But how did their daughter know Kalpana Chawla? She didn't go to school, she hadn't read any books, and didn't use the internet. Then, how did she know about it? This question haunted her parents. On her way to her relative's house in North Mohammadpur, Upasana kept saying herself to be Kalpana Chawla. On returning to her home, her parents placed few images in front of her, among which Kalpana Chawla was one. Every time, Upasana picked the image of Kalpana Chawla as soon as she saw it. But she never mentioned the name Kalpana Chawla anywhere. She was just saying, "This was my image." Upasana slowly started speaking with elder people of her village and spent a long time with them. They were probably Kalpana Chawla's friends. To few other villagers, she spoke few things about Kalpana Chawla. She mentioned that she studied in Colorado, in USA, and worked in National Aeronautics and Space Administration or NASA, and mentioned that she had American citizenship. She also added that she had a huge house in USA and lots of money in her bank account. Imagine a 4-year-old kid from a poor family born to uneducated and daily wage working parents speaking about the United States of America, Colorado, citizenship, NASA, and even bank accounts. If we are amused by this alone, imagine how her parents would have reacted. Slowly, her name reached every nook and corner of her village, and people started to believe that Kalpana Chawla was reborn again. Slowly, People started taking interviews from her. In one such interview, the interlocutor asked Upasana how Kalpana Chawla died. Earlier NASA told people that they had no relation with the disaster. They were saying that there were technical glitches during the return and Kalpana Chawla unfortunately became a victim alongside the other 6 in the disaster due to the blast. Saying few lies, NASA consoled the family members of the parents of the victims. But they had not expected this reincarnation of Kalpana Chawla who would change everything. Upasana claimed that one of Columbia's DS-107 spacecraft's wing was damaged during the liftoff. When they tried contacting NASA, there was no response from their side. On their way back after 16 days, their space shuttle was hit by a huge ball of ice that sent it crashing and ended the lives of all 7 astronauts. She added that NASA knew that the space shuttle was going to crash, yet took no measures for that. Apart from this, Upasana revealed few other shocking information and few were even personal ones about Kalpana Chawla's mother, father, friends, and husband. She also spoke about people and professors from NASA who inspired her. From this information, it looks like Upasana is really the reincarnation of Kalpana Chawla. Don't you feel so? Decide that yourself. But a woman born in a male-dominated society, born with aviation dreams, chose an unorthodox career, dared to rise, explored planes as a kid, dominated the final frontiers as an adult, and died while doing her passion and following her dreams. How many of us get the rare opportunity to start our lives with a vision, and end it as a mission? With the hope that Kalpana Chawla is still shining among millions of stars, I will end this video. I will see you in another video. Till then, goodbye.